Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Justin Lamb. I am a figure skating fan, and today I am making a video covering the singles disciplines at the 2018 Autumn Classic International, which is an ISU Senior B competition that's held in Canada. So before I start recapping the event, I'd first like to mention a few things. The first is actually a shout out to Ted Barton, who did the commentary for the live broadcast, and he is just so smart, witty, fun, and overall I enjoy the positive energy that he gives when reporting on the sport. I'd next like to say thank you to all the figure skating fans in the world who voiced their opinions to the ISU and had the event broadcasted to the entire world instead of just inside Canada. So kudos to you all. And then it is a new season, and with each new season comes a new set of rules and some changes to the judging system. The one that's most notable to me is how the judges will be rewarding the grade of execution marks per each element done by the skater in their programs. So there's now a range of up to +5 and all the way down to -5, which of course is different from the range of +3 and -3 in the past. Also, we won't be seeing any backloading of the jumps in the programs anymore, because in a short program, only the last jumping pass will receive the 10% bonus if it's executed after the halfway mark, and there are limitations now in place on how many jumping passes a skater can do in the second half of their program. Let's see, what else is there? I'm missing a few things. There are some changes to how much the jumps are worth. Some of the higher earning jumps, we have the base value changing for the triple axel. It's going from 8.5 to 8. And then another example of one changing would be a quad toe. It used to be worth 10.3 base value, and this season it'll only have a base value of 9.5. And on top of that, a skater can only repeat one quad jump in their free program. Whew, that was a mouthful. I think I caught all the major changes. If I miss anything, let me know down in the comments. Okay, so let's start off with the ladies' discipline. Congratulations to American skater Bradie Tennell, reigning U.S. national champion, on winning this competition over Evgenia Medvedeva from Russia, former world champion, reigning Olympic silver medalist. This was a big deal for Bradie Tennell, and she deserved this gold medal because she put out 2 solid performances, and you can clearly see the growth in her skating from last season. She has 2 great vehicles, a new short and long program. Choreography seems a lot better than what she's had in the past. I will say I prefer her short program though. That music is interesting, different for Bradie, kind of dark. It reminds me of a short program that Courtney Hicks had, except Bradie Tennell pulls it off a lot better in my opinion. But the choreography, every single move seemed very intentional, and it helps when she lands her jumps. She opened up with a new combination, which was the triple lutz triple loop, which I thought looked great. It's called Totally Clean. I personally am more impressed with combinations that end with a triple loop, just because I believe that's more harder to do, because you don't have the toe pick to vault you off the ice into your second jump of the combination. So I like to see Bradie taking risks. She also has this air of confidence about her, like she knows she's the leading US lady right now, and I like that. I hope she keeps it up, because it may be a really tough season with all the different Russians doing different difficult jumping elements like a quad or a triple axel. Bradie Tennell has to keep her cool, stay confident, and does what she does best on the ice, which is, land her jumps and to get a good program. Unfortunately, her triple flip in the short was called under-rotated, but she ended up in second place after the short behind Evgenia just by like a point. And in the free skate, that's where she stayed on her feet and did well enough to win the title. I say well enough because she did get 2 jumps called under-rotated. So the triple loop of the Let's Loop combination and then the triple toe of the other combination were called under-rotated. So that was unfortunate, but she landed all of her other elements and she did a good job. I don't love her Romeo and Juliet free program as much. I will say upon first view of the program, I wasn't feeling the choreography. I felt like they really missed opportunities to plan some elements with different accents of the music. I think it could have been choreographed better. And even though Bradie Tennell does really good skating in the free program, she did amazing ice coverage, may I add. Very fast skater too. I don't love the posture of her back a lot of times. She's hunched over. I get that it's part of the choreography. It's not my cup of tea, but I would love to see her and her team rework some of the choreography just so that like some of the elements can hit with the perfect points of the music. That's just my opinion. I do know some other people who like the program. I will quote my friend Erin Conley on Twitter. She said that even though Romeo and Juliet was not the most exciting choice and it's very typical, it's still a good vehicle for her to showcase her maturity. And Kanishka also said that he likes how the music is composed from 3 different parts. So I think the program will be more well received as the season goes on and she grows into it. Now let's move on to Evgenia Medvedeva from Russia winning the silver medal here. This was really a missed opportunity for her to win. She was so close, but it's the little mistakes here and there in both short and long programs that kept her from winning the title. But it's okay. It's a learning lesson for her. This is her first season training in a new country with new coaches, the Brian Orser team. So she's probably just looking to get her programs out there. But she did lose just by about 2 points. So the double axel was not her friend here, not in the short program or the long program. She also had a fall in an under rotation in the free program too, which hurt her. I think the most surprising mistake we saw from Evgenia this weekend was a loss in spin level. I believe it's the free program. So that was an uncharacteristic mistake by her. But I gotta say, I love this new Evgenia that we're seeing. The short program by the song from Natalie Cole was a surprising one to most. It's got a very Western feel compared to what she's skated to in the past, but I like it. I like it a lot. It's like a breath of fresh air from Evgenia, and you can go back to my prior videos. I haven't been the nicest critic of Evgenia in the past, and I totally own up to this, but I like the changes that I see so far. She looks more regal, more mature. The way she carries herself is different. It's a more like quiet confidence. No miming, which is amazing. I will say that all of her jumps looked pretty labored. And I know she's working with Brian Orser on the technique. I'm surprised she's still jumping with her hands above her head, but hey, it's okay. I like all the other changes. The free skate was also a surprising music choice, but not as much of a departure from what we've seen from her in the past. Don't worry, she beat Bradie Tennell in program component marks, but not by much, probably about a point total in the short and the free skates. So really, it was just the technical elements that held Evgenia back. And I think one thing to note is that was interesting. The American judge, really rewarded Bradie Tennell for her program component marks, and the Japanese judge really rewarded Evgenia. Okay, let's move on to the lady who won the bronze medal here from France, Mae Berenice Meite. I'd have to say, I'm so happy for her. This is also really well deserved. Solid outings here with some issues on the jumps. I think she actually has some of the most powerful jumps out of all the ladies who competed at Autumn Classic this year, but sometimes that gets the best of her. She's having some problems on her combination, especially in the short program. And I think the power gets too much for her in combinations. So she actually under rotates the second jump oftentimes. And I hope it's something that she can work on in the future. But when she lands a jump cleanly, ooh, it's so good to look at. I think the short program was a perfect way for her to showcase her more sultry side. I think her short program was to Stay by Rihanna. Perfect choice for her. And the long program music is actually something that's a vehicle that allows her to showcase her powerful side. So I would like to see some more nuances in the choreography. Right now it looks a little bare. So hopefully she and her team goes back home to work on that. I am kind of bummed that she only has one Grand Prix assignment. Maybe that could change. Withdrawals can still happen. But I hope she does well at the International de France, which is the one Grand Prix assignment that she has this year. Let's see now. Who placed in fourth? Oh yeah! My Australian girl, Kailani Craine. I love Kailani Craine. I am still mad she doesn't have a Grand Prix assignment, but it's okay. Let's start off with Kailani's short program. By the way, fourth place is a big deal for Kailani, considering how deep the field was. And ooh, she edged out the fourth place finish over Wakaba Higuchi. Barely. I want to say I'm looking up how many points she beat Wakaba by. Ooh, like 0.7 of a point. Wow, it was so close. Anyways, Kailani Craine, Romeo and Juliet short program. Fabulous. Very dramatic, or as my friend Josh Kennan had said, maybe a little too dramatic at times. But it's okay. I see a big improvement in Kailani's overall skating. So that means her skating skill in between the jumping elements. And speaking of which, I did think she was lowballed heavily on the program component marks. I think she deserves way more than mid-6s for PCS. So I hope that changes sometime in the future. But she's a fast skater. Her jumps look better. Still dealing with under rotations, but she stays on her feet and she performs. Great spinner. And then the free program is something that's fun, and I like seeing that because usually Kailani keeps her show programs more fun and uplifting, and the free program is more dramatic. So it was nice to see a little flip this year, and I like it a lot. Went for the difficult combinations in the beginning of the program. Triple loop, half loop, triple salchow. Looks so good, but the salchow was called under-rotated, unfortunately. But she did beat out her teammate Brooklyn Han, also from Australia, by quite a few points. So if there's someone the Australian Federation should promote more at international events, it should be Kailani Craine. This is my opinion. And then next up, we'll talk about Wakaba Higuchi, reigning world silver medalist. And it was a surprise to see her finish so low, but it made sense if you watched her programs. So debuted 2 new programs here, and I love the short program so much. Let's see if I can remember what it was. Oh yeah, it was the song by Sophie Tucker. Ooh, that is clearly a Shaylin-born program. Clearly. I love the music. It reminds me of Adam's short program that brought us to the clubs. But this has a touch more sophistication to it. That being said, it's a kind of program, it's the kind of music that requires you to perform it rather than skate it. And Wakaba just did not do that. It just looked like she was concentrating too much on the jumps. She needed a lot more energy to match the music. But how do I put it this way? I can see Wakaba pulling it off in the future. You gotta have that sass. Think Ashley Wagner during Hip Hip Chin Chin. Sass, project to the audience. A part of me wants to say that Wakaba intentionally just wanted to get this program out there and is still trying to feel comfortable with it. It didn't look like she was trying that hard to sell it. Makeup wasn't as colorful as I've seen her do in the past. But missed opportunity. And also had some problems with the jump. I think she had a downgrade and only did a triple double for her combination. So that's a loss of a lot of points there. Same thing with the free program. It just seemed like she was going through the motions. Maybe it was intentional. Who knows? But I am excited to see Wakaba fight for these programs and perform them. I am going to be out of my seat excited when that happens. Hopefully during her Grand Prix competitions in just a few months. Or in a month. Okay, so time to talk about the men's discipline now. I just gotta say, we are so blessed and lucky to have a 2-time Olympic champion be competing at a Senior B competition this early in the season. I mean, this is history. Right here, we are so blessed. It is so amazing. Yuzuru Hanyu from Japan is a god, and he competed at Autumn Classic and, of course, won the gold medal. It wasn't without some of its challenges, though. The surprising mistake was in the short program where he had a spin completely invalidated. So he did an entrance, and it was a little hop into his change sit spin, and it was given 0 points. Interesting. He still won the short program segment of the competition thanks to landing a gorgeous quadruple Salchow at the start of that program. It did seem like he was fighting for the landings of the other jumps, mainly the combination in the short program, though. He gritted out that landing, so it did not look easy to him this past weekend. But the free program, he started off with that quadruple loop. Wow, that I still can't believe it. Such a difficult element to do. But he did not win the free program segment because I think he had some costly errors. The main one is that he did not put out a good combination to earn some really good points. So there was no triple, no quadruple jump. He fell on a quad Salchow and he popped open a quad toe, an intended quad toe, so it was just a double toe. So I think that threw him off and was not able to add in a good combination. On top of that, he did have a fall, and his program component marks, I think, were fairly scored here. He was given PCS in the high 8s, which I think was deserved because he wasn't fully performing his programs yet. It was kind of like he was going through the motions. But you know, Yuzuru Hanyu just going through the motions is probably more beautiful of a skate than most other guys out there. So kudos to Yuzuru for just existing. Team Brian Orser all the way. Woot woot. But yeah, not as high of a score in either the short or the long program. I know there's some changes to the rules in terms of awarding PCS marks, whereas there's a max mark that can be given if someone has a technical error, which I think is a good rule to have. But I'd say the surprise of this competition was a silver medal winner here for the men's, Junhwan Cha from the Republic of Korea. He's 16 years old and so good. I am so impressed with his jumps. His short program was really clean, really impressive. Let's see if I can remember which quads he did. Yeah, he did the quad sal and then triple lutz, triple loop. Oof, just so good. His programs, I think, are very age appropriate. They are light and fun without looking juniorish. They lack the sophistication as some of the other top skating men, but guess what? He's 16, it's fine, I'll allow it. This gives him a chance to get better at performing, especially the short program. The long program music edit is interesting to Romeo and Juliet. We have the voiceover, then the techno part later on in the program, and I think I like it. It's a guilty pleasure, though. I can see a lot of people criticizing that program a lot, but I'm actually digging it. Any other skater, any more mature, older skater, I probably wouldn't appreciate it as much, but I'll take this from Junhwan. Let's see if I can remember which jumps he did in the free program. So what helped him win that segment was that he stayed on his feet and he got the rotations out. Not fully, though. He did get an under rotation call on the quad sal and the triple sal of his combination, but executed a perfect quad toe, got some good combinations in, a triple axel double toe, triple loop, half loop, triple sal, that he was able to win the segment over Yuzu, who had mistakes and couldn't get a combination in. Program component marks, of course, lower than Yuzu's, but still really impressive. He was the youngest figure skater at the Olympics last year, so very impressive. I think he's definitely the future of the sport. Give him a few years to develop his artistry and perfect his craft, which is skating, and I think he'll be a contender for the top spot at major competitions. I'm gonna look out for him. Okay, now time to talk about the winner of the bronze medal here, the surprise winner, Canadian skater Roman Sadovsky. Wow, what a great opportunity to win a medal at an international competition that's held in your own country. Kudos to him. He was actually fourth in both segments of the competition and did not have a perfect skate either. His free skate had 2 falls, but he has some talent. He went for 2 quad jumps in his short program, I believe, and then also 3 attempts in the free skate. So he racks up those points. Made some technical errors in both of them, but what he does land, he does it well. So when he did land the quad sal and quad toe in the beginning of the free program, those earned him good points, 13 and 11, after including the grade of execution points. I'd say what makes Roman so special is that he's a beautiful skater. Both music choices remind me of Hanyu. So very like romantic, slow, lyrical music pieces, and you could tell that's the kind of music he likes to skate to. You can tell he enjoys being on the ice. Also has a really amazing spins. I think he and Jason Brown have the best spins for all the men's competing at Autumn Classic. Jason Brown obviously being advanced because of his flexibility, but Roman due to positions, speed, and centering. So it's great to see a young and upcoming Canadian skater do so well at an international competition held in your own country. We gotta be honest though, so Roman was able to win the medal here because Jason Brown let go of that opportunity for himself. Jason Brown also had a good outing here. His short program, love is a bitch. I have no problem saying that. Wow, so good. I love the new look by Jason Brown, digging the haircut, but this event shows that Jason Brown can't go very far when he doesn't have a quad and the rest of his program isn't clean. So if I remember correctly, I'm looking at the protocols here, he opened up his quad salchow attempt and it was only a double and then popped a triple axel. You absolutely cannot do that technically if you want to be competing with the top men in the world. If you don't do a quad, you have to be absolutely perfect and do everything well. And Jason Brown is capable of doing that. His spins are unique, different, dynamic. He's a great performer, lovely skating skills. And I do see Brian Orser taking his talent to the next level. So I am optimistic for Jason Brown and his future in the sport. But this competition was a reminder that you gotta have a quad. The free program, I watched the YouTube video of it. I didn't see it live. So the first part that was slower was muted. And then later on, it became more upbeat. And that part I was able to hear. Yeah, I like both of his programs. Better than the ones he had last season, to be honest. But that shore program, wow. Wow, does that showcase his sultry side? Yeah, Jason Brown. So is he going to be the top fighting Nathan Chen for the top spot at U.S. Nationals? We'll see, but he's definitely going to be trying for the world team, I can imagine. So kudos to him. And then we end this recap by talking about one of my favorite male skaters, Julian Yi from Malaysia. It was so good to see him compete here again. Did pretty well in that short program, landed the quad salchow. I know that's a new jump for him, and then went on to land all of his technical elements in the short program. It was great to see some new programs and great ice coverage, nice speed. The one thing he's going to work on, especially in the free program, would be telegraphing his jumps. Some of those long delays are probably going to keep you from receiving high marks for grade of execution. So one thing he's going to want to look out for, and also just practice that quadruple salchow to get it consistent. He did miss it in the free program, but it's good to see Julian skating, having fun as always. That free program, I don't know how he has the energy to always deliver and perform for the audience, but that's cool because Jason Brown, who finished in 4th place, you know, it did seem like he was a little tired at the end of his program, not giving it as much. Like I said, all the criticisms that I'm giving to all these skaters right now, you have to take it with a grain of salt because it is so early on in the competition. I expect everyone to work out their kinks by the Grand Prix season. That doesn't mean they'll skate perfectly, but it was definitely a fun event to watch and follow. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.